Shalom, Israel, Shalom. First, giving all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Hamashem, like Shai. The word you know is Yahweh as God. The word you know is Yahweh Shai as Jesus. Hamashiach will be the Christ. And I'm back at you with another soldier salutation and inspiration scripture of the day. Ready, set, go. The first scripture is coming from the book of James, chapter 1 and verse 2. My brother, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations. So if you don't know who this is Yahweh Shai's brother, James. He's letting you know that, hey, you should count it all joy when you fall into different situations that, hey, you got to call upon the Most High for, man. Right? Let me get a quick precept, man. It's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 12, and I'm going to start at verse, Slakia. It's the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 12, and I'm going to start at verse 8. For this thing I besought the Lord thrice, that it might depart from me. Slakia, I'm going to start up. It's the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 12, and verse 7. Unless I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of the revelations, there was given to me a thorn in the flesh. Right? So if you know this account, this is when Paul, the Most High, had to try Paul. That thorn would be some type of sin or some type of trial or tribulation that he went through. And he says, the messenger of Satan to buffet me, lest I should be exalted above measure. Right? And that buffet to mean to lower you, to bring you down, right? To allow you to be humble. Right? It says, for this thing I besought Yahweh thrice, that it might depart from me. And he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of a Mashiach may rest upon me. Therefore, I take pleasure in infirmities, in reproaches, in necessities, in persecutions, in distresses for Mashiach's sake. For when I am weak, then I am strong. So, hey, the Most High is literally using Paul to let you know that, hey, you are strong when you're weak. And you're only strong because your spirit and your trust, you have to have patience and you have to endure through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So let's go back to the book of Mighty James, chapter 1. And I'm picking back up at verse 2. It's the book of James, chapter 1. I'm going to pick it up at verse 3. Knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. So you got to know that your faith got to be tried in order for you to be excellent in patience. It says, but let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. So therefore, when you're perfect in patience, you will not want anything but the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai to rest upon you, just like he said in Corinthians. Verse number 5. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of Yahweh, that giveth all men liberally. He gives it to you greatly. He gives it to you in overabundance, right? And upbraideth not, and he will not hold it back from you. And it shall be given him, but let him ask in faith. So if you ask it and your faith is wavering, the Most High is not going to give you that measure of faith, the measure of abundance of faith that you need. It says, for he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed. For let not that man think that he shall receive anything of Yahweh. So you're not going to receive what you ask for. Because Yahweh said, if any man asks in my name, I will do. But if your faith is wavering, you won't get anything. Let's pick that up in the book of Hebrews, chapter 12 and verse 6. It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 12. I'm going to start at verse 6. For whom Yahweh loveth, he chasteneth him. So, hey, you got to count it all as joy, man, when you're going through that thing. It says, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. So, hey, if you're not getting scourged, excuse me, but if you ain't getting your butt tapped, hey, the Most High didn't receive you. Verse 7, if you endure chastening, if you endure that butt whooping, Yahweh dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? But if you be without chastisement, wherefore all are partakers, right? He said, everybody that get chastised are partakers. Are partakers of what? Of that butt whooping as well as the kingdom. It says, then are ye bastards and not sons. Means you're not going to get into the kingdom. You're going to be a 2/3 baby, which is going to get rebuked, punished, and put to death with flames of fire. Let's pick that up in the book of 1 Peter. It's the book of 1 Peter, chapter 4, Salaki, and verse 12. And it reads, Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you. So don't think it's strange, Yasharala, when you're getting your butt tapped all over the place. Right? You getting tried, you got the thorn in the side with Satan coming at you. Right? Hey, chastisement coming from the left, coming from the right, coming from the top, coming from the bottom. He says, Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you. Like you feel like you Job. Why is this happening to me? Why am I getting punished? I keep the commandments. Verse 13. But rejoice. I say it twice more. But rejoice. One more time. But rejoice, Yasharala, inasmuch as ye are partakers of Mashiach's sufferings, that when his glory shall be revealed, and when that sky crack and them chariots come and pick you up and give you the opportunity in the wilderness to get it, he says that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy. And you can be joyous because you don't want to be crying. You don't want to have that pain, right, of being brought back up to get put to death, man, like in 2nd Ezra chapter 9, man. Verse 14. If ye be reproached for the name of Hamashiach, happy are ye. Hey, so if you getting your butt tapped everywhere, everybody trying you, you got that fiery trial. Hey, he said, happy are ye. It says, for the spirit of glory and of Yahweh rested upon you. Hey, so that's when that spirit of the Most High rested upon you. It says, on their part, he is evil spoken of, but on your part, he is glorified. And you will be glorified. You're glorifying the Father, man. Right? Let me get a quick precept, man. This is the mighty book of St. Matthew's, chapter 5. I'm going to start at verse 16. It says, let your light so shine before men. Hey, so let that glory of the Most High, Yahweh, shine in front of men, man. Before men. It says that they may see your good works and glorify your Father, your Abba, which is in heaven. Hey, that's what we're here to do, man. We're here to glorify our Abba, man. We don't give a dang about nobody, man. We're here to glorify Yahweh, right, through his holy and great son, Yahweh Shai, man. Let's pick that up in the book of St. Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 10. It's the book of St. Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 10. It says, blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Let me reread that one more time, Yasharala. It says, blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Right? So, hey, that means that, hey, you're getting taken through that fiery trial, man. But guess what? You exalting the Father, hey, and yours is the kingdom of heaven. Watch this. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you. Let's look up that word revile, man. Let's get a better understanding of that word revile. Right? Revile. Revile. Criticize in an abusive or angry, insulting manner. Right? Let's get some synonyms. It says criticize, censor, condemn, attack. These are all the things that are going to happen to you in these final days. Right? Inveigh against. It says rail against. Right? So, but this one is criticize, man. It says, blessed are ye when men criticize you, revile you, and persecute you, and shall say, all manner of evil against you falsely, for my sake. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. Hey, so all the prophets got reviled before you. You get the mighty King David reviled before you. You got the mighty John, man, beheaded before you. You got the mighty Paul crucified upside down for you. You got mighty Peter got put to death for you, man. All the mighty prophets got put to death just like Hamashiach, man. Let's pick that up in the book of St. John, chapter 13 and verse 15. It's the mighty book of St. John, chapter 13 and verse 15. And it reads, "For I've given you an example that ye should do as I have done to you." Hey, so what was that example that Hamashiach gave us, man? Let's pick that up at 1 John, chapter 2 and verse 6. And it reads, it says, "He that saith he abideth in him, ought himself also so to walk even as he walked." So, hey, Hamashiach walked that perfect line, right? He broke no commandments. He was perfect. He never sinned, right? So let's pick that back up in St. John, the book of mighty St. John, chapter 13 and verse 15, man. And it reads, "For I have given you an example that ye should do as I have done to you. Verily, verily, I say unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord." So, hey, if he went through that thing, you got to go through that thing. He says, "Neither he that is sent greater than he that sent him." So, hey, we're not greater. The Most High, Yahushua wasn't greater than the Father, man. Watch this. "If ye know these things, happy are ye if you do them." So happy are you if you do these commandments, man. I'm going to bring out the last scripture, man, the last set of scriptures before I end this thing. Let's go to the mighty book of Judith. The mighty book of Judith in the Apocrypha, chapter 8, and I'm going to start at verse 17. Slaki 24. And it reads, "Now therefore, O brother, let us show an example to our brother." So all of you are that light that I said that's in St. Matthew's, right? You got to be that light. It said, let us show an example to our brethren because their hearts depend on us. Yasharala, all of us, our brother's heart are dependent on it. This is the fourth quarter, 5 seconds left on the clock. Are you going to be that righteous example to say that brother that was in need of you? Did you call that brother up? Did you give him those words of encouragement? Did you lift up his spirit? It says, because their hearts depend on us, and the sanctuary, and the house, and the altar rest upon us. Verse 25, "Moreover, let us give thanks to the Adawan, our power, which trieth us, even as he did our fathers." And our fathers got tried, man. Let's see what mighty fathers got tried. Verse 26, "Remember what things he did to Abraham, his only friend." Remember that? "And how he tried Isaac." Did you remember that? "And what happened to Jacob in Mesopotamia of Syria when he kept the sheep of Laban, his mother's brother." Remember when Laban kept going back on the promise? Right? When he kept giving them the sheep with the spots and with no spots? Did you remember that? Watch verse 27, the point. "For he have not tried us in the fire as he did them for the examination of their hearts. Neither have he taken vengeance on us. But Yahweh doeth scourge them that come near unto him to admonish him." So giving all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Hamashiach Yahushai. I pray the inspiration of scriptures of the day give you some encouragement to continue this walk and see, do your faith have endurance? And with that being said,